So I have this 81 Chevy that I've had for a few years, and I just started working on it, and I figured that'd be a good time to make some videos. So here it is. Right, it's a single cab, long bed. I got it with a straight six. That has a 350 in it now. So I just put this bracket on here. Just put this bracket on here, and it was on the top. As you can see, I just ground it off, or cut it off, welded it on the bottom. So this is like a 6-inch-ish lift, and before I was like an inch over stock with it on the top, oriented the same way. And there's going to be a winch plate going in here. I just chopped everything off behind this. I'm going to do an angle cut here and make a gusset this up into there. There's a stock bed. I cut it down on my first time I cut the frame. Then I cut it even more, the frame that is. So I decided to just get away from the stock bed. It's stock wheelbase for now, but it's going to be stretched in the front. I've got some brackets to weld up today on a cross member, and that's gonna get, then I can know exactly how much I'm stretching it forward. They're also drop brackets, so I should be able to, I'm gonna put these 52-inch springs in the front, and that's my 14 bolt I'm putting in the rear, and it's gonna use those stock 52-inch 3/4 ton springs in the back. And so with the 52s and drop brackets, should be around 6 inches. I hope it's about the same as the back. So we'll see. I don't have any common points to measure off of, so until I get the tires I want on here, I won't be able to tell really. But I might have to use like a easy inch or something. But it's pretty rough. This truck has been through a lot of shit before I owned it and since I've owned it. And yeah, so stay tuned, and we'll see if I can get this other bracket made up, clamped into place, and measure for how much it's going to be stretched. I'm going to push it as far forward as I can with the 52s. Basically, I just got a chunk of 3x3 square tube and some leaf spring brackets that are, I'll grab them. They're in my car. Well, my wife's car that I'm using right now to work out of. So I got these from Rough Stuff. So basically, my piece of square tube is going to go in the very front of the frame rail, and this is going to go like this to push that axle, that spring eye, as far forward as I possibly can. So I'm going to go full hydro steering, and it's going to have 44s. I'm going to get a different front axle or build a front axle. This is just a Dina 44 8 lug. It's 3/4 ton. But I'm going to use a single-ended ram and just get a regular high steer arm for this and run the ram off of that, because I think that'll be the best way to go. And then when I end up doing something else with the front end, I'll be able to bash on it a little bit more. But I think if I go easy on that, I think I'll be okay. I guess I'll find out. And the plan for the bed is just going to have a bed. It's going to be street legal still. Well, as close to street legal as I can get, because I'm still going to drive it on the road, drive it for, I don't have a trailer yet, or a truck to haul a trailer, so this is my truck. So I got to keep it street legal so I can run it back and forth to trails and shit. And so the bed's going to be the width of the frame from like this spring mount back, this spring mount here back, and then up here it's going to come out to the full width of the cab, give a little protection. And then I'm going to make a fender across here, just go straight to the back with an angled gusset going down to the frame right there. And that should be good. And then in that little bump out that I'll have on each side is going to be 19-gallon RCI fuel cells, or knockoffs, whatever, because I'm kind of broke. But you guys will get to see how to do this on a budget. This piece of square tube that I put on the back, I found in the underneath one of my stepdad's outbuildings. And this 3x3 that I'm going to put on the front, a buddy gave me for free cleaning out his shop, because it's been sitting in his shop for 2 years and he hasn't done anything with it. So yeah, so and the 44s are going to be XMLs, 12R20 XMLs. They're 44x12 for a 20-inch wheel. And they're tough as shit, so I'm going to run those. And I'm going to cut, since I'm only going with like 6-ish inches of lift, I'm going to cut this right here, and all the way around through the core support right there, back to the frame, cut it down. All that's going to go away. And if I need to put a flare on it, I can just weld up a real simple, like, plate steel, flat fender type of deal. So yeah, we'll see how this goes. I will get back to you in a little bit when I get the square tube mocked up with the brackets on it.